Hey there everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you our November morning basket. So how can it be that it's November already? Halloween has come and gone and we are in full holiday mode. I know as soon as Halloween hits, it's just going to all snowball from there until New Year's. So Halloween has come and gone, and we are in full fall and holiday mode around here. So I wanted to share with you some of the things I picked up to go in our November morning basket. Hopefully it will inspire you to create a morning basket. That's actually how I got into doing these baskets, was by watching other people's morning basket videos, and I just was so inspired by what they were doing. And having that time in the morning to kind of hit on some of the things that are relevant to our kids' education or their experience or their life experience, whatever, but are sort of hard to fit in other parts of the day. And that's how we've kind of used our morning basket. Let me just start with these Thanksgiving books that I picked up from the library. I started throwing things into my whole basket. They'll do holds on the shelf for us, and I didn't realize how many different Thanksgiving storybooks that I had actually put on hold. But there's some good ones here, let me tell you. There was an old lady who swallowed a pie. Hilarious. By the end of this book, this old woman cannot get through the door, and they're starting to wonder if they're ever going to fill her up. She ate a pot at one point, so that'll tell you that she is not a picky eater at all. This one is absolutely funny. Thanksgiving rules. We have not gotten into this one yet, but I'm excited for that one. The first Thanksgiving, I'm a little skeptical on this one, but I think we're going to go ahead and read it. It's the junior graphic. It's like a graphic novel, almost like a comic strip style. It's by Andrea P. Smith, and that's okay. I'm not usually a graphic novel kind of person, but I put it on hold not realizing what it was. I think I'm going to throw that in there as well. Thanksgiving is by Gail Gibbons. This is a great one because it goes into a little bit of the history of the holiday as well, when it was declared a national holiday, how it's changed throughout the years. This is a great beginner one. 'Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving. We all love 'Twas the Night Before stories, so this one's fun. And Thanksgiving is Here by Diane Good. And that's all of our picture books that I've got in our morning basket. Let me see. Oh, I take that back. We have Thanksgiving Day. This one is a little bit more of the nonfiction genre. And I Spy Thanksgiving. We love these I Spy books, and I feel like it's a great way to challenge the kids in the morning, get their brains working, get them thinking, and they love checking to see who can spy the items on the page first. So this is one that we actually will probably go over more than once throughout this month, and just use it as a fun little brain break when we need to. I'm throwing in a craft book into my morning basket just because I'm not quite sure where else I want to put it. But my goal this month is to do some actual Thanksgiving crafts. Christmas gets all the glory, right? We always do crafts for Christmas. But I want to do some things that start to bring in Thanksgiving a little bit too, being thankful, being grateful. So I'm throwing this in the morning basket for us to look through and find some projects that we want to create in the afternoons or on the weekends. It's just Thanksgiving Day Crafts by Arlene and Herbert Earlbach, and I've already started to bookmark a few things that I think the kids will like, and then I'm going to go through it with them and kind of find out what they like. I have quite a range, so sometimes it's hard to create projects from the 12-year-old on down to the 6-year-old, but we're going to give it a shot this year. For our poetry book, I picked up a book called Thanksgiving Stories and Poems. So this is kind of a little bit of half and half, but it's got some poetry in it. And one of the poems we actually started, today's the first, we started memorizing a poem called All in a Word by Eileen Fisher, and that's going to be part of our memorization for the month as well. And then we're just going to use the poetry and the stories in this book for the month of November until Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, I'm going to kind of switch things over to Christmas and go from there. But until then, this is going to be our poetry book. Our other memorization for the month, we're going to do that poem, and our other memorization for the month, we are just finishing up Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And we are just finishing this one up. We need to polish it up a little bit, but the kids mostly have it. A couple more days and we'll be good on that one. Also included in our morning basket is our postcards from the 50 states postcard exchange. I will link the Facebook group down below. This has been a lot of fun for us and I love seeing these come in. We've actually been to Alaska, and so we were kind of tracking on the map where we've been, and then the kids can see, wow, we've barely touched the state. It's huge in comparison to what we've actually traveled there. So Alaska was a fun one. We just received this one yesterday and it went into our morning basket this morning. Hopefully we will get to collect a few more throughout the month. For our read aloud that we do before bed every night, we are reading The Mystery of the Cupboard. This is book 4 in the series by Lynn Reed Banks. The kids are still hooked on this one. I'm hoping to finish this just before Thanksgiving. We will be traveling over Thanksgiving, and then when we come home, we're going to start our Christmas book Advent. So I'm hoping to finish this one pretty quickly. They are really liking this. Every month I do a wrap-up of what we read over on the blog, so I will link up last month's in the description box so you can kind of see what that is. But it goes through what we do as a read aloud and what I read personally as well. And then for our final closing for our morning time, we always read throughout the Bible or devotional. In the past few months, we've been doing Jesus Calling, 365 devotions for kids. I was hesitant when I put this in October. I kind of felt like I was over it, but I don't know what happened in October. It really spoke to what my kids were going through emotionally. It spoke to what I was going through emotionally, and it had a lot of meat to it. I felt like this worked really well for us in October, and it kind of revived itself, had new life. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it in for November and continue on throughout the month. So that is what is in our morning basket for the month of November. I'm also going to include that health, safety, manners book from Rod and Staff that I did in October. That will be in our morning basket as well, and I think that's where we're going to be. We've pulled out maps for a while. We are doing maps in our history curriculum, but we've pulled them out of our morning basket for a while. So I think that's about it. Would you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're including in your morning basket, what type of subjects you like to hit on, and what materials you're using. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.